What's up, Attack MMA? I'm your host, Zach Weicker, and today we got a very special guest. He's a professional fighter with an undefeated 7-0 record and currently the featherweight champion of Cage Warriors. He'll be fighting on Cage Warriors 200 on February 21st. Please welcome Salman Simon. Salman, thank you for coming on.
Hey Zach, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Of
Good. But
course.
close now, getting close.
Yes, definitely getting close. And this might be the first time some fans are hearing about you. So before we get talking about the fight and before we get talking about the big event, I like giving fans kind of an introduction on your background. So how and when did you get started in MMA?
Yeah, started back in I think when I was like 20. My brother was doing it first. He was competing, etc. Come back home, mess around with me a bit. Well, when I say mess around, is throwing punches at me and practicing using me as a dummy basically. And eventually, like that got me into it. Went to the gym, tried it out, was like, I like this. I was still playing football at the time and like got injured. So that took me out for a year. And when I was coming back at that time, was in college and then I was just working away, doing a bit of boxing. I was still in the MMA gym, but I couldn't really grapple. So I was like boxing, kickboxing for a while. And that was the early part of the career. Then like when the knee was healing up, I was doing a good bit of like boxing competitions and kickboxing competitions. Then finished college, got my degree, then moved back to Waterford and started MMA, competing in MMA then after that. And that's all she wrote. That was back in 2018, I think, my first MMA, my first amateur fight. And
Yes.
yeah.
And you mentioned that you came from football, so you were an athlete coming into the sport of MMA, but two completely different sports. So how's that transition like from you from football to MMA?
Yeah, like I would say, like right now, obviously biased, but I definitely prefer MMA. But I think it goes without saying, I've committed to it for a while now. But like I think there is a difference in the two sports in regards to, like the team aspect and like the other side where the accountability is on you a lot more. Obviously, it is MMA is still a team sport, but like it's a lot more individualized in the sense of like you need to put in the work for you to get the results because your coaches etc. are not gonna help you in the cage per se. But when you have a team sport, like you could lack a little bit and then like the team could carry you along, etc. Like which is the whole point of the team. So yeah, a bit different in that way, but it definitely allowed me to grow a lot more personally when I had to force my when all the responsibility was on myself. Like so that be like the main difference. And I don't think I was like I think for you to make it in soccer, you put football, like you need to be like already a savant by freaking 10 years old and shit like that. So I was nowhere near that. So there wasn't as much options for sure. As in I didn't see myself going that far in this. I'm like, yeah.
Yes. And I love how you mentioned that MMA still has a team aspect to it. Even though it's just you going in the cage, you do have a big squad of coaches, of training partners, and you do train at Team Ryano. So what is your experience like at the gym and what are your relations like with your coaches and training partners?
Yeah, experience is unreal. Like as in like I said, it is an individual sport once you get in there, but like leading up to it, like it's far from it. Like you need a team to actually build you physically, mentally, emotionally. They support you in so many ways. Like we're literally like a family in Rhino. So like it's been great. Ryano Wateford, where Bobby Mead, my head coach, been with him for like since I moved back to Waterford and was doing MMA. I've been there ever since, and obviously the relationship there has been great. Like we've built a sort of a strong bond, and he knows me very well. So he knows what I need to do when I need to do it, when I'm feeling straight, like all that kind of thing. Same with my teammates in Waterford as well, and then up in HQ as well. That like Andy having like the professional level experience with like high level athletes like UFC fighter with like Red Zone, Neil Seery, and then you have other Cage Warriors champion like James Sheen as well. And we have high level fighters in the old gym. You have Jared, you have freaking Darby, Louise up there as well. We have really good fighters up there. So like the old gym from Waterford to Dublin. Like it's a big team I have, and like I feel like I have the best of both worlds in most ways. Like I get a lot of work up in HQ. I get a lot of personalized work again, a bit more in Waterford. Like it's a good balance. So like I'm definitely I feel blessed for all of it. Like it's those are the people that got me to where I am now. So definitely very grateful for them.
Definitely. And you mentioned that training at Team Rhino feels like family, but you do also have family members that you do train with. Sam, your brother, is one of your biggest training partners. So what is it like to, one, train with your brother and to share this MMA journey with him?
Yeah, it's great. Like it's we can beat the shit out of each other without guilt. That's the biggest advantage I like from that one. Like we shouldn't all the time, but like we often. But it has been fairly good. Like, but we it's there's a lot more freedom with him when it comes to training. I could use practice a lot of stuff on him and not feel like I could be a lot meaner with him if that makes sense. Like as in there's some position with some partners you might not want to try it. Like, but him, I would do all my dirtiest moves on him, like everything, just because I know, like, listen, we're brothers, mate. You're stuck with me forever, so you better like accept it. But like, nah, it's been great, and like his journey has also been a great inspiration as well.
Of course, and I could only imagine training with your brother. There must be some funny story or some story that sticks out to you. Any like moments from training that gives you a good laugh when you look back at it?
I don't know if it's like the every story is usually of him trying to like take my head off most of the time. But like there's I think I through this was when back in the COVID times of things like and like he just starting to come back. It would be like heavy enough at this point, like as well. And he was like just moving and we were sparring. I was prepping for a fight and like we were just moving around. Like so it's like a bit of a Shark Tank round. So like new bodies come in and like he came in then as well. And like at this time, like I'm getting ready for a fight. Like and like we're just going. I think I do have a video of it somewhere as well. But like he literally like threw the biggest hook I've ever seen in my life. Caught me, knocked me down there. And as I was getting back up, he was in the mode to throw like a massive uppercut, missed me by that much, and he nearly hit himself with the amount of force that came up with it. Like I was like, and you would think like this is brothers, they like each other and shit like that. But those are the kind of stories I probably have with him. Like a lot of times it is during the sparring rounds of us just taking a piss off each other. But overall, like nothing too crazy. But yeah, that would be probably the one I remember, and I have a video of, and I reposted just to like remind them of when I go hard. This is because of why I'm getting you back for the days you tried to kill me.
I love that. That is a really funny story. And when you think of fighters like yourself, your brother, and other guys at the gym, you think of the Irish MMA scene as a whole, which has been going on the up for the last few years or so. So, how would you describe the Irish MMA regional scene and just all these Irish MMA fighters on the rise? How would you describe them all?
Like just unreal. Like they're very good technically, and then there's a lot of like that mental aspect of Irish fighters. Like as in, there's a grittiness to it. There's like a not giving up attitude. Like that's there. Like I've said this every time we go on the world stage to compete for such a small island. We bring back medals and we stand out big. I think literally the Europeans recently now, I think we're already third on the table or something in comparison to the world and stuff like that. So it's like the standard is very high, and I think like the mindset definitely has a big part to play with it. But I think over time now, like the skill set has been developing, and like you're realizing like you a lot of times you don't need to like travel around the world to like be like with it. Obviously, you can always gain knowledge from different coaches around the world, etc. But like there's a lot of talent in Ireland, and like there's a lot of skill there, skilled coaches and skilled athletes there like when they have that fighting Irish mindset, like all you have to do is just polish a diamond really a lot of times, and it's quite good.
Definitely. And of course, now you see a lot of guys from Ireland in the PFL and the UFC, obviously on the regional scenes in promotions like Cage Warriors. And for a lot of fans, it all started with Conor McGregor, a big name from the Irish scene that rose all the way to the top of the sport and not just grew the sport for Irish fighters, but grew the sport in general. So seeing someone from your country make it all the way to the top, did that inspire you at all?
Yeah, for sure. Like as in like you see what's possible. I think at the time when I was starting, I actually wasn't aware of him in that sense then. Like, cause again, I wasn't even watching MMA, which is my brother was doing, so I like jumped in. I think one of the first fight I watched was like TJ, but I was hearing Connor's name in the background. As you get more into it, then he started to grow. This was early days. Like I don't even know if it was like yeah, I think he just got into the UFC at the time and you could just see him growing and growing. And like it's not just the actions, he speaks very well, obviously. Like that's a big part of his game, but skillfully, like he was very skilled. Like and like that, like I like skill. Like I admire skill when it comes to fighting, especially like in everything in life, but like when it comes to fighting, especially like when you're being tactical, strategic, like there's a time and place all the time. Like every fight, you need to like bite down and like have to like dig deep to get some things done, like and whatnot. But when I see like strategy being implemented, and I feel like he was very smart when he did his thing from like fighting as a southpaw, like slipping and catching people off, and like moving around, like pulling people into him. Like he did a lot of things, and even the mindset, the mind aspect of it, like playing mind games while he was in there. There's a lot to take from his game for sure overall. Like it was very, very good. And another inspiration of mine was like Israel Adesanya as well. Like I like the style, I love, and like sort of relate to him again, being like Nigerian, Australian, or New Zealand, should I say. Like, and I'm like Nigerian, Irish in the say. Like, so there's a lot of inspiration there. But like in general, I take inspiration from anyone that I like respect in whatever way or I believe has something to offer. And like that would nearly be everybody. Like you could take something from everybody in some way, shape, or form. So like yeah, no, the like Connor's definitely been massive part of the sport and like he still is a massive part of the sport even though he hasn't been in it. But like even till now, like we're still talking about like bringing him in. I think Dana's trying to get him to headline the White House. Like it's just like he is literally cemented himself in the sport massively, and his name can like you. I don't think you can mention the sport without him being associated with it in some form.
Yeah, and you just mentioned that McGregor, the White House, Dana's trying to get him on there. Do you see him fighting on the White House? And if so, who do you see as a potential opponent for him?
Like I do see like see I am the hopeful in me would be like I see it happening for sure, like it's all good and all that. Like I find it difficult to believe, but like it would be nice for it to happen. And if it does happen, like I would like Chandler to get it because he's been waiting for years and years and years to get there and all that. But I don't like from what Dana's saying, it doesn't seem like he's gonna give it to Chandler. But like we'll see who shows up. It'll be interesting to like see him, even him. I don't know if he'll come back at freaking I doubt he'll come back at lightweight, but that might be interesting because if it comes to lightweight, him and Paddy would be a crazy, crazy fight. That like I don't know if that makes sense with American like Irish, and but at the same time, that would be a mad fight. But look, hey, that's just hopefulness. I
Yeah,
don't know how likely it is.
I'm in the same boat where you want it to happen, but is the reality going to be the same as the optimistic thoughts? Who
Yeah.
knows? But back to Ireland, back to Dublin. This upcoming fight will be in Dublin. So how special is it for you to fight in front of your home crowd?
Yeah, unbelievable. Like I think I was like missed that opportunity back in September. That was meant to be the original fight there, and then that happened. Pulled out. Like then was meant to fight Bagley in London. That happened. Pulled out as well. Got there, got my job done, got my belt. Now like Cage Warriors 200 in Dublin. Like it's just like it seems like such a much better story. Like so that's why I'm like everything does happen for a reason. Like I just go with the flow of life and let whatever is written, like whatever God has in store for any of us. Like look, let it just play out. I'm just here like to just play out my part, like do the best I can wherever I can. And yeah, and I think it worked out fairly well. Like I'm fucking delighted to be headlining that such a monumental event as well. Like it's a great time, home crowd, like gonna have the family day. The fans are like electric as always. Like so overall, like it's gonna be amazing. Like I'm really looking forward to it now.
Yeah, and you mentioned this is a huge event. This is Cage Warrior 200, the 200th event in the company. And after spending six fights with them and having this long journey to now being champion, now headlining this big event, how awesome is that for you? And how cool is it for your family to see you on this rise?
For sure. Like again, Cage Warriors is not like they've built stars like Conor being the most monumental one that you remember, but like Paddy came through there as well. Freaking Tom Aspinall came through there. Like basically any of the like in Gary. like any of the major champions from Ireland, like in the UFC, that's done great things. They always come through, like Ireland slash England, whatever. Like they've come through that filter system, and like that, it's the rough road. Like as in Cage Warriors test you, it's not just like getting easy fight there. You know, like you're in with the best in Europe, and like you're ready for a bigger stage as soon as you graduate from there. Is how I would look at it. But like yeah, like headlining that is like a privilege for sure. Like I think, because like my name will be cemented with that forever. Like this event will be known, will be talked about for another good few years until probably 300 again. Like you know what I mean. So it's therefore a massive stamp. I like the fact that I'm cemented in history in some way, shape, or form, no matter what. So I'll take that. But yeah, no, it's good. Therefore, very happy for it. And like I'm coming out there to put on a show, like to a show deserving of the event. That's what I'm coming out to put. Like it's I have a great dance partner to do that with. So definitely looking forward to it.
Yes, you mentioned you have a great dance partner in Nik Bagely, someone that you have been matched up with in the past, and obviously that fight didn't happen back then, and it's happening now. So, what are your thoughts on your opponent, and what do you see in his fighting style and his strengths?
Yeah, right. Great fighter. I think he's like very good. Striking is good. I think he might have actually done a bit of taekwondo so that's some sort of striking heart growing up, and then like very good wrestler as well. I think he grew up in the sport. It seems like he's been at it for a good while, like, and that's very good experienced overall. Like strength wise, I would give him, like, I think he does lean heavy on the wrestling aspect of it, like very good grappling, get to your back, take your back, choke you out. Like that's a perfect game plan in for anyone really, because like that is like the best part and the highest percentage way to finish a fight. So like strategically he's like, I like his approach. Skill wise I rate him as well. So like overall is great. So nothing really to say. Like obviously as always there's like parts, always every time you have something to that you're good at, there's always aspect that you could exploit. So like that's what the game, that's what we're playing at. So yeah, nah, like is good
Of course, he's a great opponent, but you're a great opponent of yourself. So, where do you believe you stand out in this fight?
everywhere. Like, and that's where I'm like, I see all of this. Like I have been building myself for time to do this. Like I did not come up through the ranks like just being a grappler, just being a striker, just being this. Like I every aspect of everywhere that game goes, I am going to dominate in that aspect, and I'm gonna cause damage at every point of that game. If he keeps it standing, I will hurt him on the feet. If he wants to get into the clinch with me, I will hurt him in there. If he wants to take it to the ground, I will damage him in there. And like I've shown that true evidence. This is not just speaking. I've knocked you out on the feet. I've like damaged you when my back is against the fence. When I'm on bottom, I could get up as quick as I can. I could like wherever the game goes, I feel very comfortable, and I feel like not just like I'm able to stay there. I could hurt you from there, so you're not gonna be safe wherever you go against me, and that's why I'm excited for this. I feel like he's gonna force positions that like is gonna bring out like extra parts of my game that most people haven't seen before. So I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like he's gonna pull out the best performance out of me, and that's what is needed. You need dance partners like that to be able to do that. So like when I take him out, like it's gonna be because like I had a great dance partner to do that with, but it's gonna be a clinical performance, a masterclass. I'm going to like showcase every part of my game, and I will be taking him out of there before the fifth round goes off.
I love that. And of course, the game plan is to take him out, and you are a finisher. In all your pro fights, you have finished your opponent. So, how much does it mean for you to get it done early and put on a show for the fans?
For sure. It would be great to get the finish, for sure. Well, same with the previous finishes. I never look for them. I never chase them in that sense. Like, I look for them when they're there, or should I say, I see them when they're there, but I don't force positions. I don't force anything. Like, I make you make the mistakes that's going to lead to your demise. And, like, that's what I'm going to do again on February 21st. Like, it's going to be a slow breakdown. And if he makes too much of a mistake, it might be a quick breakdown. But like, look, I respect him. I expect he does have a pretty decent game. He has a very good team behind him, so he's gonna approach it like as it should. He should come out there with a big respect for me, because if he doesn't respect me as much as I respect him, he's gonna be in a very, very dangerous position on that night.
Definitely. And of course, you've been training hard for this fight. You're posting a lot of sparring on your story that you've been sparring. Obviously, you're training before this. So how's your training camp been as a whole?
Amazing, like been very good. Like it's nice, like because I think again when that fight pulled out in um September, and then after like so I was basically in camp from freaking August all the way through to like November. So like it was nice to get that break after Christmas, just get the body back in, and then I felt fresh coming into like January, like I'm getting ready to like work. Like so it's been good. Like camp has been great, sparring's been great, training's been great, everything's been good. Feel good physically, mentally, everywhere. Like I feel sharp, I feel ready to like showcase myself to like just show the world what everyone else in my team knows I'm capable of.
Of course, and when you're in fight camp, obviously training takes a big part of your time. Being fit, eating healthy, all that takes a big part of your time. But when you have time to relax, what are some of your go-to hobbies that you use in your free time?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have much free time. Right? That's the downside of it to this because I'm working full time as well. So like I have freaking 40 hours of work to do, and then like I have a family, I have a little young boy as well. Like I'm my fiance, so like that's where my time goes every little free time I do have. Like I did enjoy like gaming a good bit. Like I was playing like Skyrims and the likes of those kind of games for a while, but then just not enough time. Like especially between traveling, like I'm driving constantly at least 2 hours on some days, like slash 4 hours on other days is just in the car getting to training and getting back from training. So it takes a big chunk out of the day. But like look, this is part of the process, this is the journey, and like soon enough, once I could get that, like right now I'm doing what I'm doing part-time is how I look at it. Once I get that 40 hours out of my day, like you're gonna see a different level again, and then you're gonna see maybe extra hobbies. Gonna go back to gaming for sure. I think I miss playing my RPGs and things like those were fun for a while.
Of course, and all this hard training, all these extra jobs is for a bigger and better life for yourself. So obviously, there's always aspirations of being a UFC fighter. Do you see yourself potentially being on the Contender Series this summer?
Yeah, and I think it's inevitable for sure. Like I just keep doing what I'm doing, and like the work will speak for themselves. So let me just get through this, like, and then we'll move on to the next one. Like, take it one step at a time, and like the story has been written. I'm just living it out. Like that's how I look at it. Like whatever my story is, whatever like life has planned for me, whatever I'm just gonna live through it and make sure I do it the best I can and like give myself the best opportunities every time I can. And all I can do is like live in this moment, do what I need to do, and like let the rest work. Let the rest work out as it may.
I love that. And in the UFC, the featherweight division has been on fire. It's like a lot of exciting matchups. So when you look at that division, you look at the potential of you joining it one day. Is there any dream fights of yours that you have?
Yeah, like I would love Vogue, obviously. Not as a champion, but as a strategist. Like as I love how that guy fights. Like I don't even get how he gets away with being so small and like just jabbing the head of people, moving people around. He's really great. Like all the like every great fight I would love to try, just see where like I match up against them, see how I could play in there with them. So like I think by the time I'm there, like it's like there's gonna be a whole new crop of people as well. So like and like this new wave of fighters coming through. Like we have high level fighters all well rounded. It's not one dimensional at all in one way. So it's gonna be a fun. Like I feel like it's gonna get more and more into like that mental game that you're playing. Like it's more of a chess match, more and more and more. Obviously the physical attributes, the grit, the grind, and all that is just gonna be a given. Like you need to have that anyway. But I feel like the determining factor coming into the future will be who can outsmart their opponents the best, or who can play the game, who has better game plan and implement the game plan, or also who can think on the fly a bit more. So like, there's a lot of things there. Dream matchups, like I'm gonna say Vogue, like and go with that for now because I like him. Like he's been a nice inspiration of mine lately as well. I've been watching him a good bit.
I love that. Always got to shoot for the best. And my
Mhm.
final question for you is to all your fans that are excited to see you fight on February 21st, what message do you have for them?
Look, like I don't know if everyone, if anyone that hasn't seen me fight yet, like just be know like I do come to finish the fight all the time. For all my fans, they know what I bring all the time. Like I'm here, like I'm like I am not reckless in there, but I am dangerous. Like every time, every opportunity that I get, you don't know when that fight is gonna finish because every slip up, I'm ready to take advantage of it, and I'm hunting you down. From the minute the bell goes to that bell about to end, I will keep trying to get you out of there. And like that's what the fans want. That's what the fans want to see. They want excitement. This is an entertaining sport. Like I will come there to entertain them, but it will be like methodically. It will be a clean way of doing it. But yeah, look, when it comes down to it, like when we need to fight, we will fight. Like that's what it is. But I think like I'm prepared for whatever way it goes.
It should be a fun one. Salman, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to shout out before you head out of here?
Look, shout out to the sponsors for sure. Like they're big part of the game. Like they support this journey because like it is like a great one for sure and like a fairly expensive. That, but look, we get there like family always like the team like Team Ryano, Waterford, Dublin, all my team. Like, they all know who they are. Like they've been a big part of this camp and like this victory is gonna be for all of us.
Salman, I'm wishing you the best of luck on this upcoming fight. Folks, that's all for today. Until next time, peace.
Exactly.